As ever, we're just going to stand on our mat, stand in our exercise space, feet hip distance apart. Remember, it's the outside line of your hips down to the outside line of your feet. And toes to the front, heels to the back, obviously, but just make it like you're on skis. So you don't want your skis to cross at the front or the back. Nice straight lines with your feet. Test out that point of balance, and really this morning, really give yourself a good rock around. You want to make sure that your body's switching on. Rather than just taking it easy, just feel that you're starting to regain a little bit of control of your body. Push those feet down into the mat. Spread your toes out and turn your feet into flippers, so you're really stretching the bones out in your feet. Then we're going to rock around. We're going to come into a middle position. We're going to rock side to side, and we're going to bring ourselves into the middle. Not rock left, not rock right, not rock forwards or back. We're going to breathe in. On the breath out, we're going to stand tall, shoulders back, feel really good about yourself. Now as we breathe in, I really want you to draw your tummy button in and squeeze your bum cheeks. And as we breathe out, we're going to let some of that control back out, but always keep at least 30% control in your tummy. So we're squeezing our tummies in on the breath in, unusually, and on the breath out, we're just letting a little bit of that tension go before we draw it back in again. This next time we breathe out, we're going to hold that tummy at 30%, so we're just going to keep it in. And we're going to rock our hips gently backwards and forwards so that we come into a middle position. Imagine you've got a bucket of water inside your hips. You don't want to rock it too far forward so it spills forwards. You don't want to rock it too far back. I'm going to over exaggerate here. You don't want to tip it too far forwards or too far back. You just want those little turns of your tailbone, tucking under, moving back, so you can feel a little bit of mobilization here and possibly a little bit of tension in the front of your legs. We're going to tuck that tailbone under, and we're going to make sure our tummy is nice and flat to the front. And from here, we're going to breathe in. We're going to take our arms up to the side, right the way up, so they're pointing up. We're going to look dead ahead, your height, and we're going to push up, and we're going to raise up onto our toes and just test off that point of balance. Hence the balance warm up. Now push yourself up so that you wobble. I really want you to wobble. Gently down, hands come back down. We're taking hands into the side, soldier style. Push your fingertips down the seams of your pants. Keep those hips flat to the front. Squeeze the shoulders back. Control the breathing. Arms are going up again to the side. We're going to take them up to the sides. Start to raise up onto the balls of your feet. So balls of the feet here. Raise up. Keep the arms lifting. Take it above your head. Look dead ahead. Relax your head. Yeah, no tension in the neck. Push up through the arms. Stretch the tummy out. And really go for that imbalance at the top. Take it as high as you possibly can, and you actually want yourself to wobble a little bit. You really want that little bit of a wobble, yeah? Make it happen. This time when we come down, we're going to squat to the front, take our hands forwards, hands come back, and we're into this movement again. So it's all the way up. Push at the top. Feel that wobble. Then when you're ready, I'm just going to turn side on so you can see me. When you're ready, we're taking it down, onto heels about now. We're taking our bum back and our hands forwards I'm going to pause, gently back up. Push up nice and straight, hold that tummy in, and down we go again. So you keep that movement going, because I'm just going to do a little bit of explanation here. When you're in this squat position, you can take it back as far as you're comfortable. In class, I often just say, just think nightclub toilets. You're going to take it back, you're going to push your bum back. Then when you're ready, we're coming back up. As you lower, try not to let your knees come together or spread out. You want your knees in nice straight lines here, so there's a distance between them that stays constant. Up to the top. Slight change coming. This time, hands are going to come back. We're going to turn our hands to the back and we're going to stretch our shoulders out. Then we're going forwards again. And stretch our shoulders. Forwards again. Back. Stretch our shoulders. I'm going to turn side on for the next little bit just so you can copy me here. We're going to squat down, but we're taking our hands to here. Just pointing down towards the floor. And we're going to pull our elbows back and squeeze our shoulder blades back. Then push our fingertips back towards the floor. If you want to, you can stay in this squat position or vary it and do a few more. Alternatively, you can push, pull, stand up, push your fingertips down the seams of your pants, then easy back down. So we're pushing down to the ground, 45 degrees virtually, rounding the shoulders, pulling the elbows back tight at the back, then pushing them forwards again and pull back, or alternatively you can stand up nice and easy. Mix it up a little bit. It's quite arduous that. We're doing a lot of leg work today, you've guessed already. So it's very smooth down. That's it, looking good. Push those fingertips forwards. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. A bit like, imagine you're rowing something into your chest. And squeeze those elbows together. Yep, looking good. Push it forwards. This time, we're going to come up, push our fingertips down the seams of our pants, easy reach up, push up, hands come down, gentle squat, very gentle, easy up. This is a bit of a shake off. Hands go up, going to take our right hand down, move across, into an aeroplane, across to the other side, very gentle side bends, just to prepare the way for what we're going to do next. Hand goes up, take it over easy. Feel the stretch, the long side, that's where you're going to feel the stretch, but this side works too, because as you're going over, that's the one doing the raising and lowering. Now the next time, we've got a hand up in here, we're going to lift the other hand up to match it. So we're in this position now, big arms outstretched, aeroplane, gently up onto balls of your feet. You can relax your hands or your elbows if you want to. And we're going to rotate across to one side. So suck your tummy in, squeeze your bum cheeks, Feel how your legs are working, and we're going to twist across to one side. Try not to let that arm go first. We want to stay with shoulders back if we can. Moving around, nice and easy. And this is going to test your balance. You'll have just seen me wobble there. Easy back to the middle. And back in the middle, you can either lower and rest before coming up, or just move across to the other side. So we're doing balance and coordination, legs and shoulder girdle strength here. Looking good, looking really good. That's it. Just keep that movement going. Spine's working too. If your arms are getting tired now, that's okay, to be expected. Back round we go. This next time, we're going to come back to the middle. We're going to take our hands down, shrug shoulders back, left shoulder, right shoulder, and have a right good shake off. Just make sure you're good to go. Now you might want to just tilt your screens, get yourself in a good position where you can see your screen, because we're going to lie on the floor. So nice and easy, have a lie down. So very, very comfortably. Couple of Pilates classics coming here. They're really, really good for movement, good for hip strength and coordination, control. Nice straight line from the base of your skull all the way down to your tailbone, and just wriggle your shoulders. Am I in? Caroline, just doing an adjustment there. Am I in? I'm in. Just wriggle your shoulders and just rock your hips from side to side a little bit. Draw your tummy in, and your feet, you want your feet near your bum, hip distance apart, and your middle finger just to say grazing the back of your heels. From here, take a breath in. On the breath out, draw your tummy in 30%, and your back's going to soften just against the floor. Very gently now, we're going to pick one leg up into tabletop, or half tabletop, because you've got one leg. So you want to lift your foot up, so your foot is roughly the same height as your knee, and your knee is going to stay, just for now, over hip. It's going to move very shortly. Have a quick look at your other leg. You want to make sure that it's pointing straight up to the ceiling, not tipping into the middle or to the outside. You want a nice straight leg, because we're going to control that leg too. Now from here, we're going to take a breath in. On the breath out, we're going to lower our heel, not our leg, towards the back of our bum. And then we're going to touch the floor with our toe. So we get a little bit of movement in the thigh. You can just to say see my thighs come off the upright. Then we're going to lift it back up to the upright, then foot up to knee height. And we're going to repeat. Lock the tummy, foot comes down, thigh moves forward, toes touch, easy back up. So we're moving these two independently of each other now. So it's the lower leg first, then the upper leg moves, toe touches, easy back up. We're doing it this way so we can isolate the muscle and we can control the speed of the control of the lower. And just keep that going for another couple of movements. Really works your lower abs and your hip girdle, this. Now when you've done your couple, we're going to swap legs. So we're going to lower that foot down, put it back on the mat, take a breath in, Just reset your hips so they're flat left and right. Then the other one comes up to tabletop. Excuse me. And the same again. Thigh stays straight. Heel moves in. Thigh moves forward. Thigh moves back. Lower leg moves up. Back to tabletop or half tabletop. And down we go again. That's the move we're sticking with just for now. Yep, that's good. Stay with it, go with that precision. For some people this will feel like a nothing movement, it'll feel easy, but trust me, it's really working the lower portion of your abs. And it's really working inside your hip. Change coming now. After the one you're doing, which will be about the same count, we're going to take that foot down the floor. We're going to lift one leg to tabletop, second leg to tabletop. Now if you've done this before, you'll probably be okay. I'll do a quick demonstration. We're going to alternate them. If you're new to this, quite okay to put a hand on one knee and just do one side. But as you can see now, it's a bigger movement with the leg. So from this position, it's a breath in, hands relaxed on the floor, tummy comes in, and we're going to take down left foot. Then as left foot's coming back up, right foot's going back down. So we're scissoring, really making the hip girdle work. And we've got this smooth movement, backwards and forwards. So it's really smooth. But stay in control. Handy hint for now, just relax your feet. We're after the thigh bones doing the work. We don't want the tension all the way up the leg for this. Going well. Remember, foot just goes up to knee height. Try not to take it up there, just take it up to knee height. After this next one foot goes down. Make sure your tummy's locked on, take the other foot down too. Hands are going to come down by the side of your body. Just check again, fingertips can just to say touch back of your heel. Imagine now you've got a soft ball or a grapefruit between your knees. Bolt your hips to the mat, absolutely screw them down, and then just stretch your back out so it's nice and long. Hands go down to the floor. We're going to draw one knee in towards our chest and we're going to take hold of it. Then we're going to draw the second knee in towards us. We're going to pull our toes towards our shin and we're going to push the foot away. Now take it as far as you're comfortable. Some of you will be able to extend it all the way out. Some of you might only get to here. We're all built differently, we're all different. But we're going to push it out. We're going to draw it back in. We're going to push it out again with toes pointed. And draw it back in. We're going to push it out with foot rotated towards the middle line of your body. So take it across to one side. Then draw it back in. Then we're going to push out with the foot rotated to the outside of your body. So it's a Charlie Chaplin foot. That's the best way I can describe that. Push it out. Nice and long. Take it in. Very, very easy. Swap the hands. And we're going with the other leg now, so you can just give that a bit of a hug for a moment or two. With the other leg, we're going to push out, ball the foot and squeeze towards. Draw it in. We're going to push out, toes are pointing, easy in. Push it forward, toes rotate towards the centre line of your body. Easy in. Push it out, Charlie Chaplin foot this time, out it goes. Nice stretch on it. And easy in it comes. Now, grab both knees, give them a hug and have a bit of a rock around on the mat. It's important this, because you just want to release a little bit of the tension to it. And if you want to, you can scrunch your ankles around, spread your toes, take hold of one leg and just kick that leg out in random directions. Just hold your tummy in a little bit too and make sure it's okay. And then when you feel it's loosened off, swap it across and just push it out again in random directions. Pushing out in different positions is a good thing to do because that mimics more what we do in life. You never just move your legs in one direction. We're on and off steps, buses, etc. In it comes. Draw your knees in towards your chest. If you want to, you can lift your shoulders and have a bit of a rock around. We're going to take one knee down the floor, one foot down the floor, sorry, other foot goes down the floor. Just lift your bum up a bit and have a bit of a shake, a bit of an Elvis Presley shake with your hips. Then they're going to come down solid to the mat. Line that body up again nice and straight, forehead, straight line all the way down your front, through your hips. And your knees and your feet now are going to touch. We're not going to squeeze them together hard, we're just going to touch them. So think about the stickiness of a post-it note rather than a tube of glue, yeah? From here, your hands you can put on your hips or down by your side, either is fine. Tummy's got to come in 30%, and when you do it in this position, you're going to find that your back softens against the mat ever so slightly. Now from here, take a breath in. On the breath out, keeping that tummy in, we're going to gently lower our knees to the outside, which means that as we lower, the soles of our feet will move in to face each other. And we're going to keep those knees going so you can just feel a stretch. Note there I said just feel a stretch. When they're in that stretch position, you might find that your feet have wandered away from your body, or your body's wandered away from your feet, one or two or the other. And you can either pull your feet in or shift your body down. So we're in this butterfly position here. Now from here, keeping your hips locked, take a breath in. On the breath out, we're going to draw our knees back up to the top, but we're really going to focus on them moving at the same height and speed to the top. And as you lift them under control, you're going to find the judder. So it's a slow, slow lift. Now when you come to the top, we are going to squeeze the knees. So this time, give them a squeeze together, which is about 30% effort. So squeeze, pull your tummy in. On your next breath out, we're going to ease that squeeze off and we're going to roll our knees gently to the outside, soles of feet coming back together again. Yep, looking good. Then it's a breath in, a breath out, and they go back up again. So they're going back up, but lift them so that you know you're controlling them. Anybody could just pull their knees up. We don't want to do that because we're not anybody. It's a gentle lift up to the top. Feel the work being done inside the hip girdle, because you probably don't do this kind of work in your hip girdle on a regular basis. And when you get to the top, don't forget, give them a good squeeze together. A right good squeeze this time, 50% effort. Then when you're ready, we ease the squeeze, back down they go. At the bottom, if you need to readjust your feet position or your body position, you can. And this time when we're at the bottom, we're just going to put our hands, palms of hands, just on the inside of your thigh, and we're going to add a gentle amount of pressure onto your thigh. I say gentle because it's really gentle. You'll feel just that extra stretch. So that pressure now, about 10%, we're going to lift our knees up against that pressure. And as you lift your knees, you're probably going to find your knees judder, your legs judder. That's all right. It just means the muscles are working. It's good for you. Trust me. Easy up to the top. Feel the work being done in the legs. If you've got the pressure right and the lift right, you'll find your legs are shaking a bit. That's okay. When they get to the top, we're going to squeeze the knees together, and this time hands go on the outside of your legs, and we're going to lower, we're going to pressure against our legs as we lower down. So just keep that hand pressure. Right. So with this one, you've got knees separating, soles of feet together. And when you're at the extreme of the stretch, you're in this butterfly position. Hands go on the inside, easy back to the top. Just feel that little bit of a judder if you can. This time when we get to the top, it's a 10% squeeze, that's all. 10%. Then relax. Separate your feet, separate your knees. We're going to lift up again. And we're going to do an Elvis Presley shake on the hips before we lower down. We're going to stretch one leg out, doesn't matter which one you do, but as you take your leg out, imagine you sliding the heel down a rail. So it's under control, everything's under control. The other leg's going to slide out. We're going to lift our hands to the ceiling, and we're going to do a little bit of abdominal work here. Take a breath in. On the breath out, just pull your tummy in. Keep breathing. On your next breath out, we're going to turn our palms towards each other, and we're going to push our fingertips up towards the ceiling, and we're going to look up to our palms. So you want your hands over your chest, and you can feel your abs start to work. We're going to hold for as long as you're comfortable. Now on the way down, slightly different than we did last week, on the way down, we're going to take our hands to the outside, breathing out. We're going to take a breath in, and on the breath out, we're going to come up, lifting hands up and shoulders up. We're going to push, we're going to feel the tummy engage, and down whenever you're ready. We're going to do about another 5 or 6 of these, but what I want you to do now, if you're 5 or 6 at your speed, you can adjust the speed, make them faster, make them slower, do whatever. So you might do 1 or 2 fast, like this. Or you might do them super slow, which in itself is a challenge. Breath in, breath out, nice and slow. Because all the time we want to make our bodies work differently. Feel that stretch. So we're probably somewhere near. So the one you're doing now, make it a really, really good one. Feel yourself challenged. The one we're doing next, we're going to take some of the energy out of it. So it's only going to be about 50% effort. So it'll be an easy lift to the ceiling. And an easy lower down. Your hands, you can just let relax onto the floor. Then we'll take them in round our sides. And again, have a shimmy and a shake on the mat. Just shake off anything you need to shake off. And then we're going to roll first onto one side. Rock our hips. And then we're going to roll across onto our fronts into this position as if we're going to do plank. Yep, we are. We're doing it. Yeah. So, if you're new to plank, really important points are keep your tummy in. Make sure your bum cheeks are squeezed and your pelvic floor's in a bit too. And remember what not to do. I'll show you quickly what not to do when you're doing plank. What not to do is this. Or this. And definitely not this. Yeah, because it's too far. So if you're new to plank, this is your start position. We'll all go for this one for starters. And we're going to start with tummy in, bum squeeze, pelvic floor in, about 30% for all. And we're going to keep our back nice and straight. Then we're going to add in a bit of an extra squeeze. So take it to 50% and squeeze. When you're ready, when you've had enough of that, you can relax, push your body back, just take the pressure out of it. Then bring it forwards. Then we're going to squeeze our tummies again, our bums again, our pelvic floors again, and give them a right good squeeze. Now, I know some of you out there have played before. If you want to, you can take knees further back. But remember, no sack on the back, no bums up, no heads up, no heads under. Nice straight line back ahead, all the way down. And for those who've played before, definitely, you might want to go to plank. But remember, same again, not this, nice and straight. So just go for which works for you. Oh, yes. Looking good. Looking really, really good. And rest when you need to. So importantly, when you're doing plank, if you're in this position, if you're laid out on your toes, you've got 10 seconds left. Take it down to it's slightly easier. Because plank really is the best of exercises, the worst of exercises if you get it wrong. We're not going to do this for much longer because we're actually going to do some modifications. So this last 30 seconds or so of plank, go for a good plank, but it doesn't have to last you 30 seconds. You might do 10 seconds in an elongated position, 10 seconds with just one leg out and one leg under. Then you might do 10 seconds on all fours, but just mix it up. Now nice and comfortably, because we're near that 30 seconds, take the effort level down a little bit. Take it down a little bit more, and we're going to go up to an all fours position. From here, we're going to do an opposite reach. So the quick teach on this one is that we're going to have one arm and one leg out at the same time. But first, we're going to set our trunks up. So we don't want an arch on the back. We don't want hips dropped to the floor. We want a middle position where we've got what feels like a nice straight back, because that's straight strong. We're going to squeeze our bum cheeks. Make sure our pelvic floor's in too. Then gently, we're going to take forward our left arm and back our right foot. For those who played before, you can probably go for quite a quick move on it. If you're new to this one, make sure you slide them out nice and evenly. Then we're going to slide them back in and back out on the other side. Important point on this one is that we don't want to tip our hips up towards the ceiling so that your bum lifts. We want to keep our bum as straight as we can across the back. There will be some movement, there has to be, because we're not built to go in this position perfectly. And now we're just going to swap between the corners, and sometimes hold for 5 seconds, sometimes hold for 10 seconds, but all the time the movement is smooth and always under control. Very smooth. Remember, control's key. Yeah, this is looking very, very good. Adaptation coming now. When we take those hands and feet out, we're going to take them to different points on the floor. So sometimes my right foot's back here, I might take my right foot out further out to the right and my hand further out to the left. So there's sweeping round. And the same again, opposite side. So it's a gentle move. And sometimes a little bit more difficult. Your legs might cross at the back. But again, really good functional exercise. It's the type of movement you'll do when you're climbing on and off the floor, checking under kids' beds, etc. Very, very easy. And then just mix it up. Easy reaches, easy moves, but all the time, remember, tummy comes in, pelvic floor's lifted, backs are nice and flat. Really good. Last 30 seconds of this one. So take it much, much more gently. So you're not going to push as hard. You're not going to brace as hard. We start to exit this exercise. And it becomes more about feeling the movement and how your body responds than it does about bracing and strength. Nice and easy now. We're going to come back in to this all fours position. I'm going to take our elbows down to the mat just to protect our wrists. and just make sure that your wrists are nicely eased off. So you can just take hold of them, just rotate them a little bit, just do whatever you need to do for comfort. Very gentle now. We're going to take one foot out to the back and we're just going to lift it up towards the ceiling. You can take it as far as you're comfortable. It's just about moving the hip girdle. So it's a bit like an extra big swim kick. When you've done a couple on either side, we're going to push a foot out to the back and we're going to draw it underneath us, the knee underneath us if we can, and just kick off the leg again in multiple directions. And then we're going to swap to the other side. From there we're going to come back into the middle position and have a wag of the dog's tail before we come up to all fours, and gently we're just going to do a mini press up here, and this is just so we can activate our arms and shoulders a little bit. So in the all fours position, look down, draw a line between your index fingers, your pointing fingers. Halfway along that line we're just going to touch our forehead down to it. Then easy back up. We're going to stretch at the shoulders, so push your hands down, your shoulders up. And then 2 more easy little press downs and press back up. If you're finding them difficult, you can just take your bum back a little bit further. That'll take some of the pressure out your arms. Hands are going to walk forwards. We're going to stretch right the way back into child's pose stretch. Head lowers down. We're going to drop our elbows down, turn our thumbs uppermost towards the ceiling. Thumbs go forwards. Then we're going to come on our elbows, wag of the dog's tail again, stretch your feet out and kick, move your ankles around. Then we're going to tuck our feet under the back, hands coming alongside our knees, and gently we're just going to rock back just onto balls of feet and just look dead ahead of yourself. Just controlling your breathing now, very gently. We're going to stand up, keep your head as low as you can for as long as you can. Up to the top. Shoulders come back and down. And when you're at the top, have a little bit of a shimmy and a shake, just so we can get the blood pumping round. And because of what we've done, just do a little bit of a body wrap. So we're actually turning at the hips, the arms go with us, but we're not just slinging the arms. It's all controlled. Just back into the middle. Take a breath in, take your shoulders back and down and stand tall. Look dead ahead. Feel taller than when you started the session. Just control that breathing. Tummy's in. Very gently now. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. We're going to breathe in and out. This time at the top, breath in, breath out. Stay nice and tall. Big scoop of air up the ribs. Push all life's negatives out as we push forwards. Dump them on the floor. Breath in, breath out. On the way down, have a little bit of a shimmy and a shake. Do some jazz hands. At the bottom, have a wiggle and a jiggle. And give yourself a clap, people. Excellent, thank you very much. Look great on Zoom. Everyone all right?
Yes, thank you, patient.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, enjoy that.
Excellent, good. Yeah.
Thank you.